Like, they made us wait until the last possible second to review this, and here's the recap. It's basically a bunch of bananas bogus. Like, there's no new evidence. There are a lot of new allegations. She claims that there are 2 other actresses on the set of It Ends With Us that have some sort of allegations against Justin Baldoni, but yet we don't have any HR complaints.
Oh boy, he's got millions of followers across YouTube, Instagram, and Spotify, and he is the go-to source for breaking celebrity drama. Zack Peter with us now, host of the podcast No Filter with Zack Peter, to spill the reality tea on the very latest twist in the Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively lawsuit saga. We cannot get enough of this, Zack, so let's get right to it. What is the latest?
Well, we got her amended complaint this week, which so many of us were like on the edge of our seats waiting for, and she waited until the very last second. I was refreshing my computer constantly, and at 11:59 on Tuesday, we got her amended complaint.
And there's a motive behind that, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to a bunch of different attorneys and legal experts. They say either it's to make sure they fine-tune everything and make sure all the wording is right, which I caught a few spelling errors, so whoever proofread that, I have some notes. Or sometimes it's just because they want to bury it. They want to kind of like come out late at night.
So the very latest on this now is her coming back saying, here's what I can provide, which was what?
Well, I mean, that's kind of the thing. There wasn't a lot of actual evidence, whereas with Baldoni, we see screenshots of emails, text messages, like we've seen him release footage, like raw footage and audio, where with her, there are just a lot of allegations. So even here, she's made a lot of new allegations where she's like, wait, I actually have 2 other actresses on the set. I'm not going to reveal who they are. I'm not going to give you their names. They'll probably at some point have to testify at trial should we get that far, but I mean, there are a lot of just allegations, like there are 2 other actresses that are coming, but they haven't come out. So she may depose them, which may force them to come out. But as of right now, it doesn't seem like anybody else is electively coming out with their stories.
Who do we think those 2 other actresses are?
Jenny Slate and then Isabella, who played young Lily in the film. I think those are the 2. But I mean, we haven't heard anything from them. We haven't really heard any strong allegations, and you know, I feel like if they wanted to come forward, they probably would have at this point. It's not like we're protecting their anonymity because the details in the complaints are pretty obvious who they are. What
is just the whole, I guess, attitude towards Blake and Ryan right now?
It's interesting. So online, I feel like the public is overwhelmingly on Baldoni's side. And then we obviously just saw Blake and Ryan at the SNL 50th anniversary. And I feel like even in Hollywood, we're kind of seeing that even they didn't seem too excited with wanting to be next to them. I think, who was it? Chevy Chase took a photo with them. And I think one other, Dakota from 50 Shades of Grey, she took a photo with them. But like outside of that, normally, you know, Blake Lively has her Taylor Swift and their, you know, girl posse that always is taking photos together. And we didn't see a lot of that. So it seems like Hollywood may be taking a little bit of distance from them too.
Which means what in the grand scheme of things? Because if this ultimately does go to court, you know, we saw this play out with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. So all this stuff matters, public perception of them.
Right. I mean, and look at Amber Heard, like her career in LA is essentially done and she moved to Europe. So, I mean, Blake, the writing doesn't look good from my perspective and from what I've read in the legal documents on both sides. But, I mean, unless she has some sort of smoking gun that she's been hiding for the last couple of months, it's not looking too good from her. And I think even with Hollywood kind of not really wanting to pose with them or come out and publicly support them like they did initially, you know, now that he's come out with his side of things, people kind of seem to be distancing. So I think she's losing the audience for sure.
And if there is a smoking gun, you'll be the first person to know about it if you're tuning into your podcast. Where can people watch it? Where can people find it and get more information?
Yes, so it live streams Monday through Friday on YouTube, and it's available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere else you get your podcasts.
All right, Zack, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Always appreciate the reality tea. All right, still more news straight ahead. Stay with us.